So your first SPY entry was here to the puts. Beautiful. This is your second entry, which is somewhere in this candle. It popped up, pulled back. You're still good. You see how you're still to the upside? Because think about it. Typically, if we would have got in it, you could have got in really early down here. So even if it popped up and it pulled a little baby handle and then it made the next leg to the upside, you don't care because you got in down here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, nope, it has nothing to do with that. This is only for either when you want to decide to take some off the table, shed, big area, shed. Don't I always do that, you guys? Don't I always shed on a major level? Always. So there's your first shed. Keeps pulling back, shed a little more, comes down to VWAP, shed a little more, and it has to stay above VWAP. Then I could add in, because we know it's going right. It's going to go off the bounce if it does, or I just let the remaining 30% or whatever I have left ride, right?
Okay. And then on that 2-minute EWO, do you get in just right as the second candle gets larger or at the end of the second candle if it's larger? What do you prefer there?
Great question. So now I always say second candle because there's no other way to say it, but it doesn't have to be the second. It could be the fourth candle. It could be the fifth candle. As soon as one candle is larger than the previous candle, I hammer it right when it gets bigger. I don't have to wait. I don't have to wait for it to finish. I don't need any of that. As soon as I see a candle that's gotten bigger than the previous candle, I can enter it. Because the longer you wait, now you'll get more confirmation the longer you wait, but you're also not in the trade, right? And if it's already done all the hard work of flipping from one side to the other, what are you waiting for, right? You guys are in a good place because if this changes colors, which it just did, and it stays below VWAP, I'm out. I don't need to wait 25 to 40%. You could be down 2%. If that holds below VWAP and I got in anywhere, I'm out. Below VWAP signifies what, everyone?
Weakness.
Yes.
Going to the downside.
That's right. Weakness. So that is bearish to the downside. Let's look at this though. If we look at the overall of Tesla yesterday, this is what we were all trading. So this right here, this little curved band that I gave this is what it looked like. Now I told you guys, use your shedding technique. This will help you to stay in longer. So if you looked at these pullbacks, okay, look at these pullbacks. So right here was the entry. It was literally at the gate. I called it as soon as the bell rang, Tesla, and here we go, and then all day. So there's just no excuse. So either here or here was your 50%. Yes? There's your first pullbacks, right? Right here would be another one. If you look at these pullback areas, I want you to start to recognize what they look like. Now, when we were talking yesterday, when I told you this started to look different, and it did, and then we ended up with this. But I want you to see the difference. Let me clear my screen. This was stair-stepping, if you look at it, till it got to here. So does everybody see what I mean when I say stair-stepping? It's up, pulls back, up, pulled back, up, pulled back, up, pulled back. But this part, you see this? This was not the same, right? This is a typical blast-off market condition. This is when it starts to have sellers take over. Does everybody understand those two? So this is when I started to say, hey, I don't like the way this looks. You guys remember yesterday? I did not like this at all. Now, it did not break VWAP. This is why I told you 2-minute EWOers. I said, don't panic as long as we stay above VWAP. Nobody mess with this at all as long as it stays above VWAP. It did come back down, and then it bounced, made new high a day. Then it lost all its steam the rest of the time. Literally the rest of the day, it lost its steam. Now, yeah, but coach, how did we know, right? Well, how did we know when it was going to start to lose its steam? This is what I want you to look at. Does everybody see this down here, right? We always want to start to look underneath the water. So you got a super trend indicator right here. Notice the whole time, you never had a super trend indicator reverse. See it? So this is off my 13.2. You guys know I like to use that when I'm doing the 2-minute EWO. So right here, this was your entry. Okay. This is the entry. Okay. Ran up. Pullbacks. You can see them clearly on these 2-minute EWOs. Like it's really apparent because you don't see right here. There's your change. But look at this. It was climbing beautifully, right? Nice and tall. And look at the change right in here. Is everybody seeing this? This was the first pullback. Sellers came in and look at the way it faded, right? So you can start to see where it's rolling downhill. I always think of it like this. It's rolling downhill. Okay. So you got a ski slope up like a ramp. That's beautiful. That's exactly what you want to see. And then you can see it's all fading right here. And that is this whole area.